Back students to my class of BA Part 1. We were studying paper 1 section B, and in our last video lecture we studied about Torudat's sonnet, The Lotus, and we understood about the background of the poet, that she belonged to the period when India was under the British rule, and how Torudat, though lived a very short lifespan, but she, like John Keats, produced beautiful literature in a short span of her life, and was proficient in not only in her mother tongue Bengali, but English, French, and also Sanskrit. And in this small poem, The Lotus, she has uh, depicted uh, her inclination towards her own Indian culture, though she lived abroad for quite a long time and visited many European countries. Uh, and through this poem, which on the surface level, as I mentioned earlier, seems a normal conflict between within the flower kingdom about who holds the position of the queenliest of the flowers, rose or lily. And behind this is her, she brings out in this poem that how lotus flower, which is the national flower of a country, has both the good qualities of rose and lily. So let's read this poem once again. Love came to Flora asking for a flower. So now here again, if you remember the figurative speech, that is personification, here the references are to the biblical and Roman mythology, where love or the god of love is Cupid, who came to Flora, the queen of the flower kingdom, and love wanted a flower to be gifted to love's lover Psyche. What kind of a flower it should be? The the god of love, that is Cupid, explains to Flora that the flower should be that would of flowers be undisputed queen. Why undisputed? That means there should not be any conflict. Why is it said so? Because the fight which was already going on between Rose and Lily for contest of the queenliest of flowers. So, because of this, love god wants a queen of flowers which doesn't have to undergo any dispute over its being the superior most of the flower. That would of flowers be undisputed queen. The lily and the rose long had been rivals for that high honor. So why he wants to say that? Because of this long rivalry between lily and rose. Bards of power had sung their claims. Bards of power means the poets, bard means poets, poets who had uh, their say because of their powerful poetry. And both for Rose and for Lily, there were poets of power who sung their about their superiority. The rose can never tower like the pale lily with her Juno mien. So the contestants or the followers of the rose, these followers, they wanted that the rose can never tar, cannot compete the lily's paleness, which was compared with the Roman goddess June's appearance. But is the lily lovelier? So the love, because the rose was more lovelier, but the stateliness of the lily was also in full bloom. Thus, between flower factions means groups who were divided between rose and lily, rank the strife in Psyche's power. Power means a small garden where plants are there, and Psyche is the lover of Cupid. Strife means a warfare. So there were this conflict and because of the rivalry between Rose and Lily. Give me a flower delicious as the rose and stately as the lily in her pride. So again this dialogue is said by god of love, that is Cupid, to Flora. What kind of a flower he wants? Which has the beauty of rose and stateliness or pride of lily. But of what color? Rose red. Love first chose, then prayed, no, lily white, or both provide. So when the goddess of flower asks Cupid that what kind of a color would you like to have, whether it should be rose red, so the Cupid says rose red, but then he was not able to decide that whether it should be the color should be rose red or lily white. So he says both provide. And Flora gave the lotus, rose red dyed and lily white, the queenliest flower that blows. So this is how Torudat establishes the superiority of the lotus flower, which has the qualities of both the beauty of the rose and the stateliness of the lily. And here we also understand that because lotus is the national flower of our country, and Torudat wants somehow to give it the first place in the flower kingdom and reflects her own love for her country. So, the critical analysis of the poem includes Toru Dutt's idea that lotus is the most beautiful of flowers in order to establish superiority of the Hindu religion over other world religions. So, because she had visited other countries, and though she enjoyed her stay there and the culture, but ultimately she could not find home in outside world. So it in line 8 of the poem we reach the climax where all the flower groups form bitter cliques in a bitter conflict within the soul's essence. And the goddess Flora is given a task of creating a flower which can have both qualities of lily and the rose. Toru has Flora create a flower that is both red as rose and white as lily, and thus the creation of lotus flower takes place. So Toru uses Greek and Roman mythology as support for her Hindu beliefs and to establish her stand. So this is how the poet establishes the superiority of the lotus. So it is very rich in symbols and references, as I mentioned that though it's a very small poem, but it has many symbols which reflect the poet's preferences. Toru chooses the lotus flower as the lotus is a national symbol of India and the Hindu faith. So it basically reflects the pride of India's culture and Hindu religion. And because the poet wanted to acknowledge her Indian background for others to understand her love for her native country, India. And Indian tradition explains the lotus flower springs not from the earth but from the surface of water and will remain pure and unblemished no matter what the impurity of the water may be. So, we all know that lotus is the flower which grows in dirty water, but it always remains pure and blooming. So, it reflects the philosophy of life that the Hindu um mythology and the thinking and culture that whatever life offers, one should be able to drive only the goodness from that. And so the lotus flower, in many ways, represents the Hindu ideology, Hindu culture, and Toru Dutt wanted to keep that in her mind when she was writing this. So, a simple poem, but having a deep meaning. So do try to read it 2 or 3 times, and then slowly the deep meaning of the poem will sink into your understanding. So with this, we come to the end of the lesson. Thank you.